You're listening to The Alcoholic, The Cook, and The Obsolete Piece of Software. You're listening to The Fellas.
Man, those trailers we saw today were actually pretty good and informative. It's a shame they had to fuck it all up by playing a movie.
Oh, man.
I would honestly pay full price to watch like 2.5 hours of trailers.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You would?
I'd be fine with that.
Oh, man.
I mean, think about it. You're getting the best parts of the movie.
Yeah, you are. But
And
then you're not getting any plot or anything else.
Yeah, but once you get the plot, you just get fucking disappointed. The plot fucks everything up. I mean, you take a look at what we saw this time. You guys, we saw Thor Ragnarok. When you really look at the plot itself, the plot is, for some reason, Thor lost his powers. Shenanigans ensue. Thor gets his powers back, and you have a 15-minute battle sequence roll credits. I mean, really, the plot is pretty much irrelevant.
You were saying about the trailers, and I was noticing that this movie and certain movies like Justice League and they're popping trailers, new trailers every week, and that worries me. It's like, is this movie's gonna be like crap?
Well, that's not
you.
That's not really what should worry you. What should worry you is that there's been a new template for any comic book movie going forward. DC is really dragging its feet on getting into the template, but they're going towards it, but they're really fighting it. Marvel has jumped headfirst into that template. And that template is everything is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy.
I mean,
you tell me this movie didn't feel like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, no, it felt like
from all the fucking the classic rock music.
I'd be honest with
that's
you.
Constantly interspersed in the scenes. Everything is lighthearted. Everything is a joke. There's no sense of urgency. Even look at the first fucking Thor movie. Which
it was really dry and dark.
Right. I mean, based on what was going on, that should have been the most lighthearted of all of them. And it was all dark and broody and edgy and whatnot. And the one-liners weren't all that good. With this, it's like, it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's the end of Asgard. It's the end of the Seven Realms. There's a bloodthirsty chick who wants to murder and rape everything, and let's make fucking jokes and have synth pop in the background and shit.
It's good stuff.
They're not. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong.
Don't get me wrong.
But it's good. But it's so lighthearted. Even in the face of infinite death, we're not gonna take it serious, and that's gonna make you, the audience, feel lighthearted. Guardians started that, and that went over like gangbusters. So now Marvel's doing it with all their movies. But the thing is, with Guardians, if you read the book, not the current books, those are garbage.
Yeah.
If you read, which writer was it? The good books we're referring to?
Dan Abnett.
Abnett.
Yeah.
And who was the artist?
And Lanning.
Okay, those guys did the Guardians that we're seeing, and it always was lighthearted. And it was lighthearted because if they stopped and thought about what they were doing, they would break down.
Yeah.
So they had to be lighthearted because what they were doing is enough to drive someone insane and just have them break down in the tears.
But you notice that when I was watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 with you guys, I mean, I loved the movie. Something was missing, And I believe, I was telling Ray that I think Eagle took a lot of time, man. And I think these guys didn't have much fun. It wasn't as much fun. It took too long with this character, Eagle, Star-Lord's father.
Oh, yeah,
and it took way too long,
And it's because it was unnecessary. I see where you're going.
But when I went to watch Thor, I was having fun because I was getting the same formula as the first Volume 1 Guardians of the Galaxy with the aliens. I was looking at these different aliens and like, oh shit, this is fun. That what attracted me the most is the interaction on the environment. Visually, it was great.
I felt like Marvel just took a line out of Seth MacFarlane and kind of did a little a Family Guy kind of treatment to the script because it was funny as hell.
Well, when you say Family Guy treatment, you mean it's nothing but one pop culture reference after another? Because I kind of got that vibe.
Yeah, I kind of got that.
There's a plot in there somewhere, but in between reminding you what the plot is, there's going to be nothing to really connect it. It's just going to be pop culture reference, pop culture reference, pop culture reference. The whole thing with them name-dropping Doctor Strange, that scene was pointless. There's a scene where it's like...
It was funny.
Yeah, it's a scene where like they're on Earth. Oh, there's a god on Earth where I'm Doctor Strange. I should step in. I'm like, they're fucking always gods on Earth. What are you talking about?
You're just finding about this now?
Yeah, it's like Doctor Strange. I understand Doctor Strange is supposed to prevent other realms from coming to Earth and fucking around, but it's already been established that Thor's realm is there to protect Earth. For fuck's sakes, the man is an Avenger, okay? And he's like, oh, well, Loki's a bad person. Loki shouldn't be here. Yeah, Thor's here. That's like saying, I'm gonna lose my shit because fucking Captain America, Iron Man, and the Hulk happen to have Loki with them. There's a problem. I need to get on my fucking soapbox. Shut the fuck up. It's fine.
I love the way he left it. It's like he put him in a dimension that he kept falling.
Oh, yeah.
Like he fell, and he's like, yo, I kept falling for 30 minutes.
Yes.
That was funny. I mean, a lot of the stuff was really, really funny. Nothing felt wasted. I think my favorite scene here was the Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, where Thor is in the chair, and he says, you are going to meet
Well, that's
the Grandmaster.
that's my whole thing with them trying to make this into Guardians. There's all these moments. Thor is not a comedic person.
But he was funny as shit in this movie.
That's the thing. Thor doesn't have a sense of humor.
No, he doesn't.
It's Marvel.
In the comics, yeah, he doesn't have a sense
Yeah,
of humor.
the whole thing is,
That's what I prefer.
even in the first movie, he didn't have a sense of humor. He
No, he
took
wasn't.
everything serious. In the first Avengers movie, he didn't have a sense of humor. They're trying to make this more like Guardians. He's going to be in a moving seat. They're going to play the Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory movie and whatnot, pop culture reference, because we want you to say, ha ha, it's Willy Wonka.
Yeah,
I know what that is.
Chris Hemsworth has really evolved as a comedic actor. I mean, his timing was actually spot on.
No,
on a lot of
I
things.
think Chris Hemsworth always had that in him. They just never wanted him to play characters that let him like kind of cut loose.
Goofball.
There were more than enough scenes with him needlessly taking his shirt off. But when I walked in there, the floors were clean. I didn't make a single sound coming in. When I left, those floors were squeaking. There was a sticky sound on my shoe. What the fuck is this? It's because of the women that were in there.
Oh,
there were
man.
like 3 scenes where he took off his shirt, and you could kind of like, do I hear like water over
Gas.
a babbling brook? What is that? Why do I hear liquid? Why do I hear liquid splashing on the ground? What is that?
You know,
And
when
then
like,
I leave, and
you know,
my feet are sticking to the ground. Like,
You
what the
know
hell's
when you're
going
like
on?
in the middle of the night and you're sleeping and you hear
Yeah.
the fucking toilet going.
It's like somebody.
Like,
Who's in
what
the
the fuck?
bathroom? Who is that? What the hell? No, that's Chris Hemsworth. He took off
Like it
his
started
shirt.
to rain.
He took off his shirt, and there's a woman somewhere.
I gotta say, Kate Blanchett, she looks amazing with black hair.
Oh yeah, let's go into the characters then. I guess. Yeah, Kate Blanchett. She does look amazing with black hair. But what gets me is,
Man,
dude,
she's beautiful.
she's up there in age. But I was looking at. I was like, man, I'll fuck the shit on her. Man. I was like, she's not young anymore. But I was like, yo, that's a MILF. I would tap that.
Oh my god.
I would tap that with
Man,
no
it's just
problem
that.
whatsoever.
It's definitely the shape. Her shape was, oh my god.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
do you think that was
I
her
was
real
like-
body? Or do you think there was
That
some
was her real
CGI
body.
involved?
No, that was her real body.
It looked like she was poured into that outfit.
Now, Ray, you got an assignment to do.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go to the fappening, and you're gonna have to look for her
Oh,
pictures.
no, she
Yeah.
ain't gonna be doing that kind of shit, man. She's a
Yeah?
older
You think she
woman.
has a choice?
You think she doesn't use a cell phone?
Hell yeah, dude. Go look up the fappening. We'll wait.
We'll do our
And
research on that.
For all
Anyway.
all of you who pay for our site, that's in the members only section.
VIP.
Yeah, that's the member section.
The
pay
champagne
for
room.
section.
The champagne room.
Yeah, it's in the champagne room of our section. Just click on the
Now,
icon.
Antoine had a crush. What was her name again, Antoine?
Every woman in existence. I'm sorry, what?
What's the Valkyrie?
Oh,
Valkyrie.
Tessa Thompson.
Yeah, she was.
Okay.
like,
When I saw
know.
her in the show, it's like, man, she looks cute. You know, she reminds me of Zoe Zeldana, whatever the hell her name was, Gamora. I was like, yeah, she's cute. She's cute. And then they had like this flashback sequence when she's in her angelic white Valkyrie uniform. Like, wow,
Antoine.
dude, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I go to IMDb. So, well, let me
Ray
check out
just-
Miss Tessa Thompson. And then my freaking jaw hit the ground. This woman is beautiful. I'm not going to sit here and say, yo, this bitch is tight. No. This woman is beautiful.
Wow.
Tessa Thompson is, my God. Tessa Thompson. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. That's a sophisticated woman right there. I love the way she portrayed her character. It's just...
Oh, I see. I
her
see it now. I
character-
see it. I see it, Antoine. Send me that feed.
Okay, I'm gonna upload that to the interwebs. No, from the interwebs to your hard drive.
I just found out how old Kate Blanchett is. She's like 49 years old.
That's it?
Yeah.
That she was older than that.
No, man, she looks great for that age.
In Hollywood, that's when they put you out the pasture. They just say, hey, walk around this corner with me, and the guy's holding a shotgun behind his back. Because it's time, as a female in Hollywood, it's time for you to get retired. You know that's where glue comes from, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Old Hollywood starlets
Oh.
that are over the age of 35. That's where you get our glue.
Man. Yeah.
Or
what do
they-
you do with Anthony Hopkins? Because he's old.
No, he's a male. Men don't count.
Oh.
Men don't count.
Yeah,
Boobs don't count.
men become stately. They become
Stately, the rest
distinguished.
states?
No, they become distinguished.
Oh, like, I was watching Odin, there's a scene he's telling, my sons are here.
I
and at
was
the end, I
disappointed.
kept thinking of Westworld.
That's kind of what pissed me off was the lack of screen time Anthony Hopkins got in this. Because I'm like, dude, Anthony Hopkins can eat this whole thing up. And they just had him kind of there looking like old and sad.
Yeah,
and
I know.
He looking like, I just want this to be over. And I was like, dude, come on, man.
He pulled the James Franco.
You don't do this to Anthony Hopkins, man.
He was in a movie for less than like 2 minutes, man.
That was a cash grab. He was the lucky one to get out of that fucking disaster. This is Anthony fucking Hopkins. Don't you ever in your fucking life compare Anthony Hopkins to James Franco. I will fucking... I don't care if he is your goddamn boyfriend. I don't give a fuck. Don't you ever bring that motherfucker in the room and compare him to Anthony Hopkins. Matter of fact, motherfucker, you stay quiet for the next 10 minutes. Don't look at me, look at the fucking ground. Don't you ever fucking compare James Franco to no goddamn Anthony Hopkins. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Did you see that new trailer with The Room with James Franco in it?
Why you bring that shit up? Nobody fucking care.
We'll talk about that one later.
All right.
In your room, by yourself.
I will say I did like the fact that, like I said, this is bringing it more towards Guardians. All
Yeah.
the characters had a sense of humor. Even Kate Blanchett, who's supposed to be the evil mistress of death, even she was throwing out one-liners and quips.
Oh, man.
And they weren't out of place though.
Yeah.
They were fine. They were good.
My favorite scene is when she's by herself with Carl
Yeah,
Urban.
yeah.
And she was asking him, like, what do you want? What do you really want? What do you desire? If I was him, I would like, I just want to be inside you. That's all it is.
She would have killed him. She was like, every ruler needs an executioner to execute their plans, their goals, and this and that. I mean, yeah, they're gonna also mostly kill people, but still, they're executing their dreams and whatnot. You're gonna be my royal executioner. I was like, all right. Now, of all the awesome people in here, I will have to say the man who owned the entire screen.
Movie. That was
He
great.
fucking, from the moment he showed up without saying a word, I looked at his character. Just looked at him. And I was like, yep, that's it. He's going to own the movie.
Even
He's gonna
without
own the movie.
him being on the screen.
This is the man who knows how to control the people, because without him even speaking,
Yeah.
you see his face, the beautiful hair, the glitter, the outfits. Without him saying shit, you would just stop and you would marvel. Like,
Oh, he did
look at that.
He did an awkward
That is
joke
a
too.
god. So you guys know who we're talking about. The man who stole the movie, Jeff Goldblum, came out of his coma to give us a good half hour of delightful delectability.
Yeah.
This was Jeff Goldblum being the most Jeff Goldblum I have ever
Yeah.
seen. This was so stereotypically Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, it was.
And I could tell he was in on the joke.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to Jeff Goldblum the shit out of this
Movie.
I'm going to be sort of a neurotic, nervous Jew, a confident yet neurotic, nervous Jew, and I'm going to eat this shit up. And Jeff Goldblum did not disappoint. Bar none. He was the best character.
He was
the
so
best
entertaining.
character.
He did a lot of little things that people might overlook, like when this girl touched his face when he was trying to give her a compliment. You're the best, and he touches his face, and then he had this little schoolgirl kind of like ooh, like little
Yeah,
smile,
little squirm.
a little squirm. I was like, freaking
You know,
awesome.
I like this, like, oh, your slaves are revolting. What was that?
The
You know,
S word.
I don't
You
like
like the S word.
the S word. What, slave? I don't. You know, I don't how I feel about that. Your employed prisoners are revolting. You see, is that so hard?
Also, in that same scene with when you actually first introduced with him, and he's just doing so many different things, but he's not on screen, but he's actually still a presence on screen.
That's because he dominated, dude. He
And-
came up and he owned everything.
And all of a sudden,
dude.
he's DJing, and he's like, you're like, what the hell is going on? Oh, I'm gonna bring it down right
Everything.
now. I'm gonna bring it down right. Boom. And
Yeah, that dude owned everything. Jeff Goldblum.
He was
We
DJing
remember.
with
You reminded us why we
flip-flops.
love you. Hell
He
yeah.
was DJing with flip flops.
And only who's the only person that could pull that off? Jeff Goldblum.
no,
DJing with flip flops. Jeff Goldblum. Flip flops with socks.
This
Jeff
movie,
Goldblum.
it wasn't one movie. This was like two movies being shot at the same time. The way they were cutting it, like you'd get a little bit of Jeff Goldblum in that situation, and then you go back to Asgard, and then you'd cut back. And anytime they cut back to Asgard, you're like, why are we watching this? I mean, not that it was bad. I'm just saying.
No, it's the thing we
more.
said earlier. You said it's like a Family Guy version of Thor.
Yeah.
What's the only reason we cut back to Asgard? Oh, to remind you why we're doing this.
Yeah.
Plot is Odin used to be a bloodthirsty conqueror. So that he could conquer the 9 realms. He had a daughter at his side. It was his first child. His daughter was basically bred for nothing but war. After 9 realms, he said, that's enough. His daughter's like, no, I want to keep going. So he banished his daughter. Eventually, when he leaves Asgard, that's why prophecy says that's when his daughter's going to return. Loki does some shenanigans, which causes him to leave. And he tells Thor, your sister's going to come back and destroy everything. And then he kills himself. You later find out, spoiler alert, that he killed himself to give Thor his power, because the only way Thor could actually have his power is if he is made the legitimate heir, and Thor constantly refuses to rule because he just doesn't want to do that. He wants to go off and fuck off and have fun and whatever. Yeah, she comes back, she tears shit up. When they're going up the Rainbow Bridge to get back...
Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah. He and Loki both get tossed out of the bridge. Basically, that's where the vast majority of the movie takes place, because they're in a different dimension, while she actually made it all the way up.
Hey, Ray, do you know where's the other side of the bridge goes to?
No.
When you walk?
He's not gonna get the joke. I don't know why you keep doing that.
It's the Rainbow Bridge, right?
But the whole thing is, the only time they go back to her and the shit she's doing at Asgard is not important. It's just to remind you, this is the plot. Yeah, I know you're more concerned with this funny shit that Thor's doing here. Oh, hey, look, there's the Hulk. Oh, that's a pretty good one-liner. Oh, shit, is that Jeff Goldblum? Oh, look at this awesome music they're playing while they're doing whatever. Ha, 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 ha. Oh, yeah, here's her in Asgard doing this thing again for 2 more minutes. Okay, let's get back to that joke we had over here. It's nothing but jokes and pop culture references interspersed throughout the movie. The actual plot itself, the most time the actual plot took up was like 30 minutes.
Yeah. It was the most
And that's
thinnest.
the only reason you would jump back and forth between that.
What do you think about the Hulk?
Well, they didn't do a very good job.
He looked very different.
Explaining why he was there. Once again, let's go back to Family Guy. Who cares why he's there? He's the punchline. I want the joke. I don't need to explain how it was made. I don't need to explain why it's there. Just give me the joke. He's there. So you get what you want. Now, I do like it that if you're a comic book fan, this is reminiscent of Planet Hulk. Yeah, this is the Planet Hulk version of the Hulk.
Way reminiscent. It's like
it's because Bruce Banner never showed up. Like Banner just in Planet Hulk, it was only Hulk. Banner just simply did not show up ever. And in the book, it's because the Hulk was given the opportunity to rage and fight like 24/7 for 30 days straight with no sleep. He just became the new dominant figure. The idea was Banner was always dominant because Banner was out predominantly. And they're like, oh, you know what? Guess what? If the Hulk is out predominantly, Banner's not going to come out unless he just completely calms down to zero. Just like instead of Banner completely wigging out, the Hulk has to completely calm down. So it's like, yes, Banner just never showed up. So they were doing the whole Planet Hulk thing, and the banter between him and Thor was actually pretty funny.
It was
they did
genius.
You know, I like the little Easter eggs that they plotting there for all comic books fans. Beta Ray Bill was in there. One of the champions was there.
Yeah.
Now, remind me. I remember the name. Please tell me who
Beta Ray Bill is an alien.
Okay.
He has the face of a horse.
The races are like horses. He was a sole guard of his race because the entire race almost got extinct. They all escaped on ships.
He looks like Thor.
Yeah, he was there in his ship. Thor shows up because the ship was heading to Earth and they didn't know what it was, and he started fighting Thor.
Apparently, he was supposed to be in the movie. Yes.
Okay.
Now, he does wield a hammer, and that's another hammer that Odin did. It's like
It's a hammer Odin made?
Exactly. Because the Asgardians went to war with these people. But the biggest problems they were having was those frost giants. So they made a treaty with these people. It's like, look, we're having the same problem. So they became allies
Okay.
So the champion was him,
Oh,
and
shit,
he
look at
was
this.
selected to save his people. That's why he was wielding a hammer. Yes, and he was one of the champions in there too. So
Okay.
you know,
I was still thinking about Kate Blanchett.
Oh yeah.
Whenever she would be in that skin tight outfit and
Oh,
turn
my
around,
God,
everything
dude.
would go white. I don't know what was going on.
and Ray was thinking about the Rainbow Road.
And the Rainbow Road. So yeah, so I think everybody did a good job. Everyone pulled it off. Loki was good.
No, I think
Tom
it was-
Hiddleston, Chris Hemsworth, Kate Blanchett. You know, even the extremely small part that Idris Elba plays. You know, the guy who guards the bridge.
You know Sam Neill is in that
As who?
as one of the actors that plays Odin from the little play that he had.
Oh, at the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning.
I thought he looked kind of familiar. Huh.
Wow, he put him in there because Anthony Hopkins told him. And Jeff told him like, yeah, have a little cutting here for you.
Yeah. So I've got a little cut in here for you. Me and Jeff Goldblum. I'm just gonna.
My dear friend,
It's gonna be a great cut, and I think we can make it. Fucking Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
I would have liked it more if it weren't so blatantly Guardians. That's what the money is.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad, the book itself is a lot like Guardians of the Galaxy, but when you watch the movie, it's trying so hard to be dark, but pepper itself with Guardians of the Galaxy. It looks pathetic and sad. And of course, with the trailer having Queen in there and whatnot, I mean, they didn't go full Guardians though. They
Yeah.
should have had that pop culture music all throughout the fucking movie.
It didn't go full tard?
Then it would have gone full Guardian.
You know,
they didn't do that.
I actually like the fact that they picked unrecognized electronic artists, music artists.
Oh, you mean the
Yeah.
synth pop they
The
were
synth pop
playing
was great.
on the? Well, it was fitting. This thing is
It was
nothing
great. I
but this
do
is nothing
love
but
the
classic
soundtrack.
rock and synth pop.
Yeah, I love their soundtrack.
Of course you do. All the music is nothing but a bunch of bleeps and bloops and shit.
I could understand it. I felt contact with it.
You know, there's 3 scenes that happen in this movie that look like they were painted pictures. Like that one scene where
With
it's
the-
not really a spoiler because you
with
see
the
it
Valkyries.
with the
Oh,
Valkyries.
that was beautiful.
That was one of the most
That was
beautifully
beautiful.
cinematically
Because everything was
done.
in slow motion.
It looked
And
gorgeous.
here's what it did. All the movement, and you probably didn't know this, or notice this, I should say. All the movement and the actions were in slow motion, but all the backgrounds were real time. So the capes billowing and everything were real time, whereas the movement is slow motion. And it made it look like it was in a painting.
Yeah.
The whole thing looked like a painting. And it was really, really
That
good.
was one of the best. And towards the very end, when Thor was just beating up on the enemy on the bridge, I thought that was pretty awesome. I mean, it's just the whole movie felt like Guardians space opera.
Once again, you guys mentioned
It's-
it.
Guardians of the Galaxy,
Right.
space opera.
But I have no problem with that. You know why? Because the formula worked on this thing. We are not in here sitting down and watching a disaster like Suicide Squad.
For
Well,
one,
Suicide Squad was just bad.
For
the
one-
formula worked on this one.
one of my favorite characters, even though he had like, almost no screen time, was Cog,
Hey,
the blue rock guy. I'm gonna start a revolution.
He was a great comic relief.
Yeah.
He was a phenomenal comic relief because he never inserted himself. He never was like, okay, there's been a couple minutes we haven't had this guy do something, throw him in there. The thing about Cog, he's a rock creature who tried to start a rebellion, but he doesn't have the fire of a revolutionary leader. He's just like, I'm just a guy doing a job. Hey, Ned, just punch in my time clock, cha-chink, put my card in. Let me go ahead and put in my 8 hours of work for the day. Oh, by the way, I'm going to start a revolution. And that's kind of how he took it.
Yeah.
Everything he did was just matter of fact, and that it just made it funny.
Yeah.
It's like, what the is this guy for real? Is what the I mean,
His voice was so perfectly done.
because it's so disarming. His voice, he doesn't make me worry or make me feel intimidated. He says, hey, I'm just a nice guy. Just want to be your friend. Hey, my name's Croc. This here's Ralph. We're gonna be starting the revolution today, and we do have some openings. If you like to get in, this is perfect time. It's ground floor. If not, we'll see you on the battlefield. It's not a problem. I mean, he's so unassuming with all of it. He does a great job of the comic relief.
He feeds you honesty.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
I'd follow him. I wouldn't be on the front lines, but, he'd sell me on the idea, but I really wouldn't be putting my neck out there for it.
The trailer leads you to believe the fight between the Hulk and Thor, the way it's cut in a trailer, but actually it's a little bit better than I actually expected. it to be.
Thor has his strength. He
Yeah.
could tolerate a lot of punishment. So him doing that with the Hulk, it was just beautiful.
Absolutely.
I
The
know.
way that he got tossed around like a rag, And then Loki's like, yes! Yes!
Well, I didn't like that. I think that was a bit beneath Loki at that point. I do like Loki in this movie. He kind of steps up to the plate.
Yeah.
I'm going to take responsibility because Thor finally pointed out something that I'd said since the first movie. It's like, dude, you are the god of being a trickster, but you have the potential to be so much more. Why the fuck do you keep doing this? You know, you want to be king? Go off. Find the kingdom. Make it. You can make it great. You know, you just can't have this one. But instead, you're constantly trying to kill me and rule a kingdom of people who don't want you to be there. Why do you keep fucking doing this? Dude?
Yeah.
And he kind of steps up, and, you know, Thor's thing is, I'm going to run straight in. Me and my merry band of warriors are going to do this and that. When Loki finally does show up at the end, he was like, yeah, this was my plan all along, because you're a fucking moron. Whenever Hela, this Kate Blanchett's character, is in Asgard, she gets more and more powerful.
Yeah.
Asgard feeds her power. Well, you know what? Fucking give her Asgard. I'm going to take all the people and leave. And now she's the most powerful being around with a fucking city
Empty.
that has no people.
Nobody in it.
And she doesn't have the rainbow bridge because we have the sword. So yeah, enjoy that. The city's all yours. Take it. You know, that was Loki's whole thing. Thor's like, oh shit, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And what do they do to end up killing her? Which is smart. They forcefully bring about Ragnarok, which they had been preventing for millennia and millennia and millennia. But Ragnarok is basically the destruction of Asgard. He's like, man, none of us are strong enough to stop this chick. You know, Ragnarok could probably kill her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Ragnarok is going to destroy Asgard. Oh, okay, yeah. That's your power source. Okay, yeah, let's do it. So they just have her and Ragnarok duke it out, and they fucking leave. and they both fucking destroy each other. Well, that's like, yeah, that's smart. That's all Loki.
And
it's all Loki's thing.
Hulk took
Like,
the
yeah,
chance
take
there.
I'm gonna take the people
Oh,
and leave.
that was hilarious too.
Yeah, it was.
There's a little spoiler in here.
Yeah,
Okay, Banner is in the ship.
yeah.
This the Valkyrie is like, I'm shooting at this wolf. Nothing is happening. He's not dying. So Banner steps in and he tells her like, okay, I got this. Watch me. I'm gonna make something different in here. And she's like, what? It's like, I got this. So he jumps off the plane. And the wolf is there, he's about to attack, and Banner just, bam, just lands into the floor. It's like a 9/11 victim.
Oh.
And freaking...
Too soon. Too soon.
Oh, man. I don't know if I can...
He's fucking busts his neck, and he's dead. Now the Hulk is going to take over and stuff like that. Yeah, like, yeah, that's how you kill the
Well,
character.
the idea was that the
pretty
Hulk
bad.
was going to come out before he hits the ground, because the Hulk comes out
Yeah.
to prevent him from dying. But apparently, hitting that, he didn't snap his neck. It's like, no, you're not going to die. It's going to hurt like shit.
No, he's
but
dead.
you're not
He
going to
died,
die.
bro. He
No,
died.
he
just-
didn't. He didn't die.
He just looked like one of those dead
No,
fish that you
he
feed
was
up.
definitely winded. I mean, he fucking hit the ground. That was a pretty funny goddamn scene.
Yeah,
And then the
it was
Hulk
so
is just running around mindlessly, killing everything.
Yeah, so, guys, what do you think?
Yeah, we don't need to spoil anymore.
Yeah, we don't need to spoil anymore.
Ray, what do you give it?
I am going to give this Thor Ragnarok a full price.
Okay.
Way full price. The music was awesome.
Yeah.
Even though it was in the background, it's like, okay.
The music was absolutely top
onto.
notch. Yeah.
It grew on to. I mean, the
I
characters.
wouldn't even say it grew on. I'd say it blew me away. The movie was top notch.
Jeff Goldblum, awesome.
Yep, there you
Carl
go.
Urban,
There you go.
awesome. There's just a lot of little silly things that they were doing at the beginning of the movie that if you weren't paying attention, I mean, you'd miss it or go over your head, but awesome movie.
Dane, what do you give it?
I'll give it something above that.
Above a full price?
Yes.
Wow, something
What
inside
could,
of you?
What could possibly be above a full price, Dane?
Let's see.
What would
I
you
don't want
give
it-
this
I don't-
movie that would be above
You
a full
know,
price?
I don't want to call it too much, like, to be inside me and stuff like
That's
that.
all there is.
That's all there
That's
is.
the only thing that's above full
All right,
price.
so let me call that out then.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just going to put it full price.
All right.
It's
all right.
like right there. It's like Antoine Rachel
It's
put
like-
that
it's
little
like-
clip in there, but he didn't want to go in.
It's like the pre-cum.
Oh, man.
It's like the pre-cum.
It's just
It's,
right there.
it's the pre-cum of movies.
It's like,
Okay.
it's like the
It-
closest
it,
thing.
It could still
No,
get
no,
him
no, no, no.
pregnant,
Wait,
but
wait.
statistically, it's not likely. Well, I'll tell you right now, a quarter, maybe halfway through it, I was positive it was going to get a full price. I was just debating on whether it was going to get a full price or I want this inside of me. And typically, because of what it managed to do, I would give it and I want this inside of me, because I've never been a fan of any of the Thor movies that have come out so far.
Neither
They're
have I.
decent, but I mean, none of them I would have ever given anything higher than a rental, and that's with me being generous. Fucking rental at the most. But this I genuinely enjoyed, and for that it would shoot it up to when I went inside of me. But I'll tell you what makes it say at a full price. It's copying Guardians too much. It's just really not. It's not trying so much like, yo, we have this great idea, this great concept. It's more like, let's look at what worked, let's do what worked, and let's just do that to the best of our ability.
I think,
and whereas you're getting a movie that's good, so I'm not going to shit all over it. I'm not going to give you an A for doing a better job of copying someone else's answers than the next guy. I'll give you a B+.
You know, Antoine, you're saying this like this thing was easy. I think when you say there's like, copying the formula of Guardians of the Galaxy, one thing is copying it, but it's hard to do.
I don't give a shit if you had to work extra hard to copy my answers during the test. That doesn't make you more deserving of an A, because it was a lot harder to cheat. You still cheated. Now at the end of the day, you put the correct answers on the paper, I'm going to give you a passing grade. You didn't really study and do the work. And here's my thing. They could have made this fun, quirky, upbeat, whatever, and they could have gotten an I want this inside of me. It's because they were so obviously copying the format of Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what kind of got me. And please, everyone listening, go watch the movie. It's a good movie. It's a solid full price. It's good. It's a good fucking movie. I'm just saying, you know, me being a Guardians of the Galaxy whore that I am, they just, from step A to step Z, they copied that shit all the way down. And I'm like, okay, half the work was done for them. And the only bad thing is, if this really works out, I would fear every single Marvel movie from here on out following the Guardians of the Galaxy format. And they'll be good, don't get me wrong, but there'll be some mass-produced corporate garbage. So I will give this a full price. This movie gets an enthusiastic full price straight through the gate, all the way down the line. And I will end this with 4 words. Jeff motherfucking Goldblum owned it.
Awesome.
Guy's character owned it. What's his character's name again, Ray?
Grandmaster, man.
The Grandmaster.
Yeah, the Grand Master. Fucking owned it.
In your ass.
What?
Yeah, you have to put that in.
Play the music. Play the music. Can we go?
Looking at IMDb,
Can we go?
The Thor casting.
Why the fuck did he say that?
No, he kept looking at it.
I think
he's looking for James Franco.
Why would you? That's fucking nasty, man. That had nothing to do with what we were saying.
But he had a
play the music, man. I don't want to hear your excuses. Just play the music.
Don't forget to visit our website at g2ta.net or gottatalkaboutit.com, and please subscribe, guys.